Welcome back. Amid UP government's crackdown on madrasas, Jamaat Ulema chief Maulana Arshad Madani has now stoked a massive controversy with his recent remarks. He claimed that madrasas affiliated with Darul Uloom Devband will not take any affiliation from the board, adding that no board can understand the purpose of running such madrasas. He further claimed that madrasas have been operating with set rules since 1866 and that they did not need any financial aid from the government. Remember, his comments come in the backdrop of Yogi government's survey on madrasas, where Darul Uloom Devband and over 300 others were declared unrecognized.
मस्जिद और मदरसा ये खालिस हमारा मजहबी, हम अपने मजहब के लिए किसी गवर्नमेंट से कुछ नहीं लेते, चाहे हम अंग्रेज से भी नहीं लेते थे, कांग्रेस से भी नहीं लेते थे, आज भी नहीं लेते हैं। हम अपने मजहब के लिए किसी के मोहताज नहीं, हम खुद करेंगे अपने मजहबी काम। हम सरकार की इमदाद लेते ही नहीं, लोग उस इमदाद के लिए मुतालबा करते हैं, हम उस इमदाद को नहीं लेते, हम कबूल नहीं करते हैं। हम जानते हैं कि मदरसों की शिक्षा कैसे अच्छी होगी, आया लैपटॉप लेकर के होगी, मोबाइल लेके होगी या सिर्फ कुरान लेकर। मैंने उस वक्त भी कहा था और मैं अब भी कहता हूँ कि हमें ऐसे लोगों की ज़रूरत है जो लैपटॉप न लें, मस्जिद के अंदर नमाज पढ़ा सकें 5 वक्त की हमें।
Akash, my colleague, now joins me for more on this. And Akash, Maulana Madani is not someone who minces his words. He's made such controversial comments in the past as well. And this time too, at a time when the Yogi government is surveying madrasas, they want to ensure that no illegality is in place. Another controversial comment coming to the fore.
Exactly, and Poonam, you see, he is not an ordinary person. You know, he is the head of the Darul Uloom and also the head of Jamiat Ulema Hind. And a comment from his side, in fact, he is maintaining that, you know, he is not very interested in getting funds from any government organization or from the government for that matter. And also he has categorically said that, you know, they won't be allowing laptop in madrasas, because with madrasa, in madrasa, you know, laptop in one hand and teaching from the other hand is not possible. In fact, you know, he made several comments regarding the ongoing survey, and he categorically mentioned that as far as madrasas are concerned, so they are not going to get affiliation from any of the education board or from any government, because they believe that you know, this right has been given by the constitution, and it is nowhere written in the constitution that you need to get madrasas affiliated. It is coming at a time, as you rightly mentioned, when UP government is actually carrying out these surveys, and you know, there are several sort of claims that these madrasas, in fact, some of the madrasas have their links to all the illegal activities and anti-national activities. In fact, we have seen the kind of developments in the state of Assam. And, you know, there was the claim, in fact, UP government is trying to bring these madrasas into mainstream, and that was the reason why there were several parameters on the basis of which the government and the agencies are carrying out these surveys. But at this point in time, this is the controversial comment that is coming out of the Darul Uloom Devband, and is coming out of, you know, and is by someone who is the principal of Darul Uloom, Maulana Arshad Madani.
All right, Akash, thank you so much for getting us the very latest. But the controversy over this is only escalating. And even after the comments that came to the fore from the Jamaat Ulema Hind chief, the Uttar Pradesh government has reacted. It says it won't interfere in religious education for anyone. Listen in to what the state's Minority Affairs Minister had to say.
चिंता को जाहिर किया अरशद मदनी साहब ने देवबंद में। उन्होंने कहा कि हम दीनी मदरसे हैं, हमें किसी तरीके की मान्यता की एफिलिएशन की ज़रूरत नहीं है, सरकार हर मदरसे के कामकाज में इंटरफेयर ना करे। तो क्या कहना चाहेंगे आप इस पर, किस तरह की प्रतिक्रिया आपकी?
देखिए, सर्वे जो है ये हमारे उन गैर मान्यता प्राप्त मदरसों में जो हमारे मुस्लिम नौजवान जो पढ़ रहे हैं उनको बेसिक फैसिलिटीज़ मिल रही है कि नहीं मिल रही है, इसको जानने के लिए, इसको समझने के लिए सर्वे था। सरकार कोई योजना, कोई पॉलिसी, कोई स्कॉलरशिप अगर ले आती है तो जब उसके पास सही छात्रों का आंकड़ा होगा तो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा हमारे नौजवानों तक बेनिफिट पहुंच पाएगा। तो हम लगातार, योगी सरकार हमारे मुस्लिम नौजवानों को अच्छी शिक्षा मिले इस दिशा में काम कर रही है, और इसमें ना ही ये सर्वे का कोई नकारात्मक भाव से किया गया, सकारात्मक भाव से किया गया। ये सर्वे निश्चित तौर पे हमारे नौजवानों को अच्छी शिक्षा, अच्छी तालीम देने में मदद करेगा, और हमने लगातार हमारे नौजवानों को बेहतर से बेहतर सुविधाएं मिले इस दिशा में योगी सरकार ने काम किया है।
जमीयत उलेमा हिंद के अध्यक्ष हैं मौलाना अरशद मदनी। उन्होंने कहा है कि मदरसों को ना किसी बोर्ड से जोड़ा जाएगा और ना ही उन्हें सरकारी मदद की कोई ज़रूरत है।
देखिए, यह हास्यास्पद बयान एक तरीके का है कि मदरसा शिक्षा प्राप्त करने वाले व्यक्ति को अब कोई भी अधिकार ना तो नौकरी पाने में रहेगा अगर ये व्यवस्था लागू की जाती है जैसा कल बयान आया है, और ना ही उनकी डिग्री की कोई वैल्यू होगी। ना वो पासपोर्ट बना सकते हैं, ना नौकरी पा सकते हैं, ना कहीं उसको लगा सकते हैं। नमाज आप 5 वक्त पढ़िए, एक अच्छे नमाजी बनिए, इसमें सरकार ने तो कोई रोक लगाई नहीं है। नमाज पढ़ने में भी है कि आप समाज की सेवा करें, हित करें, समाज को मिल के चलें, ये सारा संदेश होता है हर धर्म में। लेकिन कंप्यूटर आपको आधुनिकता की तरफ ले जाता है, तो ये अच्छा नहीं है क्या कि आप नमाज भी पढ़ें और डॉक्टर की डिग्री भी लें? अरे तमाम मुस्लिम देश हैं विश्व के, वो डेवलप अपने आप को कर रहे हैं, और हम हिंदुस्तान ऐसे डेवलप कंट्री में इस प्रकार की बातें क्यों सोच रहे हैं?
Namaste, you're on the Nation at 5. I'm Anand Narsimhan coming to you live from the newsroom at CNN News 18. Ladies and gentlemen, our focus on this edition of the Nation at 5 remains the tragic turn of events in Morbi over the Machchhu River with the collapse of that suspension bridge. The death toll is only rising by the hour, even as rescue operations have been in full swing for nearly 48 hours now, and everybody has been putting their shoulder and all their might to ensure that maximum number of lives can be saved. But it's a tragedy that perhaps could have been averted had there not been negligence, or had there been due diligence on part of those who were responsible not just for the maintenance, upkeep, refurbishment of a British-era suspension bridge, but also the local authorities who allowed that bridge to be open for more than 4 days but did not do anything about how and why has this bridge been opened. Were there people who were in the know who looked the other way? Were there those who had the contract but then sublet it and subcontracted it further? And who should be held accountable for the death of more than 135 people, ladies and gentlemen? And that number is still mounting. Prime Minister Narendra Modi got very emotional earlier in the day. The Union Home Minister Amit Shah has expressed condolences across the country. Other leaders have expressed their concern and also expressed their condolences, and with the families of the bereaved. But more importantly, who will be held to blame? There have been arrests that have been made. There's been an FIR that's been lodged. There's plenty of information that we have to share with you through the course of this first half an hour of the Nation at 5. But first up, have a look at some of the ground reports. Our team of News 18 with News 18 Gujarat, News 18 India, and of course CNN News 18, the entire might of the News 18 network, has been getting you the most comprehensive ground updates on this tragedy that struck this suspension bridge in Morbi in Gujarat.
Neither I'm an architect nor a civil engineer, but any layman will also understand the importance of strength of cable in hanging bridge. Now behind me is this hanging bridge. A portion of the bridge is still remaining. The other part got collapsed yesterday, and you can see this entire bridge is has been beholden, or for that matter, the strength of this entire bridge is the cables, and it is completely relying on the cables. And you can also see the SIT teams visiting the bridge right now. They have come here because they have to prepare their reports. Now I am standing next to the debris. This debris has been taken out with the help of a crane, and has been kept right next to the spot where bridge was collapsed. Now we are here to inspect the material which was used by the contractors at the time of renovation of this bridge. Now what I can see here, and I am a layman, as I have mentioned at the start of this walkthrough only, that look at this cable, fully corroded. So this quality cable was used at the time of renovation of bridge. If the task for the renovation of bridge was given to this company and it had taken place through e-tendering, then it is a responsibility of a company to use good products, and if already cables are corroded, then get the corroded cables replaced with the new ones. But that did not happen, and you can see the situation of this corroded cable. Now I cannot reach there, but I would ask my video journalist Pramod to pan. These are the extension wires. The extension wires have been painted from outside, but they are also corroded and are in a bad shape. I would ask my video journalist Pramod to pan and show the quality of material, the quality of product, the quality of materials which were used by the contractors to renovate this structure. So if a renovation task was given, then it is also up to the contractor to decide which which material needs to be replaced completely, which material can further be used. But in this situation, none of the material were replaced. They were used in the same condition. Now I would also take my viewers to this portion of debris, and again I would like to show the corroded cables, and extension wires are painted from outside. They are also corroded, and in fact look at the condition of this this cable. It has been painted from outside but completely rusted, corroded, in a very bad shape. So this material was not replaced at the time of renovation, and this is perhaps the reason that this tragedy has taken place.
Clearly negligence visible there on that ground report that Siddhant had just sent through, and we've got more information, top sources within the Gujarat government saying that Ajanta was the one that was contracted for the maintenance, refurbishment and of course work on the entire suspension bridge, where the work had been going on for the last 7 months. It's a British era bridge, 230 meter long. So far 9 people have been detained, but here is the scoop, ladies and gentlemen. This firm had actually subcontracted the work. They had outsourced the construction of the bridge and the refurbishment, etc., to another company. The ticket collection and ticket selling had also been outsourced to another company. And we have given to understand that there was no completion certificate that has been taken from the municipality. The bridge was opened 7 days ago. The contract was given through a tendering process, but in that tendering process, nobody else had even applied for the tender. So there are discrepancies, loopholes, question marks. Siddhant is joining us live. Siddhant, but more importantly, no fitness certificate or completion certificate taken from the municipality. And did the municipality not know that for the last 7 days this bridge was open?
Now, Anand, municipality has to say that we did not get enough time to lodge complaint officially, because Anand, you know that festive season is going on in Gujarat. After Diwali, Gujaratis celebrate New Year. So complete 8 days it was a public holiday. I did speak to the 2 people in committee only, and I told them, I confronted them that your signatures are there on the agreement. Why didn't you lodge complaint when this bridge was opened without the completion certificate?
This is a live update. I just heard it behind here on our desk. 4 people out of the 9 detained have now been arrested. So 4 people have been arrested also, Siddhant. That's the update that is coming through, that 4 people have been arrested. But this is criminal negligence. Please complete. Yes, go ahead.
Yes. So I countered them, Anand. I said that, boss, when your signature was there on the agreement and you were aware that this bridge does not have completion certificate, then why didn't you lodge the complaint at a local level in municipality? To which the local leaders told me that it was a public holiday. We were about to lodge a written complaint. We did give complaint verbally. We were about to, but before that this incident happened. So this is what they have to say. A, Anand, completion certificate was not occupied. B, subcontractors were given the work to finish the renovation work. And third, and the most important, when 12 months time have been given by municipality to this company to complete the renovation work, what was this great rush to open the bridge in 5 months? These are some 3 key questions which owners of Oreva needs to answer.
No, they need to. They not only need to answer, they need to be held liable for the death of more than 135 people. Janak Dave is also joining us live. Siddhant, please stay with us. Janak, नमस्ते. आप भी वहाँ मोरबी में हैं. आपने देखा कि किस तरह से ये ब्रिज टूटा है, गिरा है, लोगों की जानें गई हैं. रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशंस क्या अभी भी चल रही हैं या रुक गई हैं? और सबसे बड़ी बात, इस ब्रिज को खोलने की इजाजत किसने दी? और अगर ये 7 दिन से खुला हुआ था तो इसको बंद क्यों नहीं किया गया?
आनंद, सारे सवालों का जवाब मैं दूँ उससे पहले अभी लेटेस्ट अपडेट मेरी जो बात हुई यहाँ के आईजी अशोक यादव से, उनके मुताबिक 4 लोगों की गिरफ्तारियाँ इस मामले में की गई है। उसमें 2 हैं वो जो मेंटेनेंस कॉन्ट्रैक्टर है, उनके 2 नाम है। उसके अलावा मैं एक और अपडेट दे दूँ कि अब यहाँ पर जो रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन है लगभग ख़त्म हो चुका है। आप देखिए यहाँ पर एनडीआरएफ और सेना और बाकी के जो जवान हैं, देखिए यहाँ से ये मशीन भी यहाँ से वापस ली जा रही है। एक बच्ची अगर पानी में होने की एक जानकारी, जिसके चलते 3 टीम यहाँ पर, एक एनडीआरएफ की और 2 वहाँ पर फायर ब्रिगेड और बाकी जो टीमें हैं वहाँ पर मौजूद है। उसके अलावा एनडीआरएफ की सारी टीमें यहाँ से अब अपने बेस की ओर वापस जा रहे हैं। 6 बटालियन जो बड़ौदा से आई थी वो अपने बेस की ओर जा रही है। आर्मी की जो भुज और जामनगर से आई हैं वो भी अपनी ओर के लिए निकल रही है। तो ये अभी का अपडेट है। जहाँ तक आपने बात की तीसरा सवाल तो कि इनको अनुमति कैसे मिली और क्यों,
just pause. Just quickly updating our viewers, Janak Dave is saying 4 people have been arrested. Two of these are maintenance contractors whose names have come forth. That's what Janak is saying with News 18. The other aspect is rescue operations almost drawing to a close. Only 3 teams remain. The rest of the army, SDRF, NDRF teams are winding up and returning to their bases. There's just 1 child who's yet to be found, and for that 3 teams are still continuing the rescue ops. So that's the update on ground as of now. जी जनक, जो सवाल मैं आपसे पूछ रहा था, प्रश्न यही है कि 7 दिन से ये खुला ब्रिज कैसे, ये तो बंद रहना चाहिए था, इसको खोलने की इजाजत किसने दी? और ये तो टिकटें कट रही थी, 650 से ज्यादा टिकटें उस दिन इशू हुई।
देखिए जो नाम आए, मेरे पास जो नाम आए हैं वो आनंद, मेरे पास जो नाम आए हैं वो प्रकाश परमार जो कॉन्ट्रैक्टर है और देवांग परमार कॉन्ट्रैक्टर, ये दोनों हैं जो जांगदरा के रहने वाले हैं और पुल रिपेयरिंग का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट इनके हिस्से में था। वो 2 लोग हैं जो प्रमुख तौर पे एक आरोपी के तौर पे दिखाए गए हैं। उसके अलावा 9 लोगों के सारे नाम हैं, लेकिन जो 2 प्रमुख नाम आपको मैंने बताए। और जहाँ तक आपने सवाल किया कि कैसे इनको अनुमति मिली, ये एक सबसे बड़ा सवाल है। अगर लापरवाही का मामला आप और विभाग की कंपनी और उसके जो रखरखाव करने वालों के मामला दर्ज करते हैं तो उसको चालू करने के लिए फिटनेस सर्टिफिकेट चाहिए। फिटनेस सर्टिफिकेट आपको नगरपालिका से मिलेगा, नगरपालिका के अधिकारी को पता नहीं, नगरपालिका के अधिकारी अब ये कह रहे हैं हमें पता नहीं है। अगर पता नहीं था तो पहले दिन यानी कि नया साल जब हुआ उस समय पर गुजराती नया साल पर ये शुरू हुआ तो तब उन पर कार्रवाई क्यों नहीं की गई? अगर आपके पास ये जानकारी थी कि इन्होंने चालू कर दिया है तो फिर क्यों कार्रवाई नहीं की गई? तो तमाम नगरपालिका के अधिकारियों की भी यहाँ पर लापरवाही साफ तौर पे दिख रही है। इसी के चलते ये जो हाई पावर्ड कमेटी है वो इन तमाम जो जांच के दायरे हैं उनको छुएंगे कि कहाँ कहाँ गलतियाँ चूक रह गई है। और आनंद, कल रात से ही सरकार मल्टी लेवल पर काम कर रही थी। मैंने खुद उस यहाँ का मैं विटनेस रहा हूँ, चाहे वो आप एयरफोर्स की टीम यहाँ बुलानी हो, एनडीआरएफ की टीमें बुलानी हो, आर्मी की टीमें बुलानी हो, एक तरफ हाई पावर्ड कमेटी की रचना करनी हो, अधिकारियों को यहाँ पर बुलाना हो, अलग अलग जिलों के अधिकारियों की यहाँ को जिम्मेवारी देना हो, मल्टी लेवल पर टास्किंग कल चल रहा था। और सबका गवाह मैं रहा हूँ, मेरी नज़रों के सामने खुद केंद्रीय गृह मंत्री अमित शाह रात को 3 बजे हर्ष संघवी को फ़ोन कर जानकारी लेते रहे। पीएमओ से लगातार फ़ोन आते रहे कि क्या कोई ज़रूरत है तो हम मदद पहुंचाने के लिए बैठे हैं। तो तमाम ये कहे कि पूरा प्रशासन, जब मुख्यमंत्री यहाँ पर आके बैठते हैं रात को, गृह राज्य मंत्री हर्ष संघवी पूरी सुबह तक बैठते हैं यहाँ पर, यही दर्शाता है कि सरकार उस तरीके से किसी को छोड़ने के मूड में नहीं है। लेकिन अब दायरे में उन कर्मचारियों की भूमिका भी जाँच के परख में आनी चाहिए कि जिन्होंने इनको अनुमति दी और अनुमति देने पर यह हादसा हुआ। आनंद,
जनक धन्यवाद। और मेंटेनेंस कॉन्ट्रैक्टर से लेकर के ऊपर जिसको कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दिया गया था, एंड मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंटली दोज पीपल इन द म्युनिसिपैलिटी हु से दे डिड नॉट नो, you do not know what's happening in your own municipality and municipal ward at a festive time, and this is opened like Janak Dave is asking, how can you shirk responsibility or accountability? They should also be put behind bars and the same charges slapped against them. Ladies and gentlemen, the Siddhant actually spoke to the SIT chief. This 5-member SIT team that has been set up, it is Subhash Dwivedi, an SIT member. Let's listen to what he had to say.
Sir, how many member SIT has been?
We are 5 people,
Huh?
but let me have to
I
have a
understand.
meeting with the
Sir,
SIT.
one very last question, sir. When can we expect report to be submitted?
We will have to examine everything.
Acha.
The condition of the issue, situation, how it emerged. We have to take so many statements. We have to understand the so many documents. And then we...
Sir, I have been reporting since morning. I have heard multiple stories from various people, sir. They have their different... So are you going to record statements of the eyewitnesses also?
Certainly.
And we're getting an update. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be in Morbi tomorrow. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who is there on an election-based tour of Gujarat, a 3-day tour in the poll-bound state. He's cancelled all his roadshows, all his big public engagement programs, doing only the necessary official ones. He was very, very emotional on 2 occasions that he spoke about Morbi incident today. One earlier in the morning in Ekta Nagar, and now the other one just a short while ago, where he was addressing another gathering where he again got very, very emotional speaking about Morbi. Prime Minister has spent a lot of time as a pracharak for nearly 3 decades, 3.5 decades plus. He has had an association with Morbi and its people. Even when the earthquake had struck, he was in Morbi helping people and working on the rescue operations. And he has taken this very, very personally, this loss of lives and this tragedy that struck in Morbi. Janak was also telling us that the PMO has been regularly following up with the ground operations and saying what help needs to be extended. Listen into what the Prime Minister said on the 2 occasions today.
मैं एकता नगर में हूं, पर मेरा मन मोरबी के पीड़ितों से जुड़ा हुआ है, लेकिन करुणा से भरा मन उन पीड़ित परिवारों के बीच में है। हादसे में जिन लोगों को अपना जीवन गंवाना पड़ा है, मैं उनके परिवारों के प्रति अपनी संवेदना व्यक्त करता हूं। दुख की इस घड़ी में सरकार हर तरह से पीड़ित परिवारों के साथ है। गुजरात सरकार पूरी शक्ति से कल शाम से ही राहत और बचाव कार्यों में जुटी हुई है। दुखनिया घड़ीમાં આપણા સૌની સંવેદનાઓ પીડિત પરિવારોની સાથે છે। ભૂપેન્દ્રભાઈ અને એમની સરકારના સૌ સાથીઓ પૂરી શક્તિથી શક્ય એટલા બધા જ રાહતના કામો કરી રહ્યા છે। કાલે મોરબીમાં આ ભયંકર પીડાદાયક मन बहुत व्यथित હતું।
मोरबी से तकरीबन 20 किलोमीटर दूर बसा ये खानपर गांव, जहां की गलियां आप देख रहे हैं कि सूनी पड़ गई है। एक ही परिवार के 12 लोग कल जो हादसा हुआ उसमें उन्होंने दम तोड़ दिया है। ये दहलीज पे अभी 4 दिन पहले तो हरीश भाई आए थे, वो भी अपने परिवार के साथ, अपनी पत्नी के साथ और 2 बच्चियों के साथ आए थे। अपने जो बूढ़े माता पिता हैं उनके आशीर्वाद लेने आए थे। गुजरातियों का न्यू ईयर था और न्यू ईयर पे आशीर्वाद लेने की प्रथा है, बस वही प्रथा निभाने के लिए आए थे। कहाँ उनको पता था कि ये आखिरी बार वो यहाँ पर आ रहे हैं। उनका परिवार यहाँ पर है, परिवार में उनके छोटे भाई हैं, उनकी पत्नी और माता पिता को अकेला छोड़कर वो चले गए हैं। पूरा परिवार बस अब चला गया है और रह गई है तो यादें। उनके परिवार के साथ बात करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। मोरबी से दूर बसा खानपर गांव है, जहां पर एक ही परिवार के तकरीबन 12 लोग चल बसे हैं। हरीश भाई अमृतिया का ये परिवार है, उनकी माताश्री है और बस उनकी आंखों से आंसू रुकने का नाम नहीं ले रहे हैं। कुछ यादें उनके साथ बस अब बसी हुई है, यादें ही रह गई है।
Siddhant still with us. Siddhant, when we listen to what has happened with them, with the victims, their families, there are so many tales. There is a family that has lost 10 to 12 of its members to this tragedy. How can the municipality shirk blame? How can they say we did not know? Who is the municipal commissioner? Has he or she, has that person been arrested too?
Well, yes, that is the question, Anand, because here nobody is ready to take the responsibility. And for this reason only, Chief Minister Bhupen Patel immediately ordered SIT last late night. And in fact, Anand, you won't believe that at 2 a.m. In the morning, all the officers of SIT were asked to report to Rajkot. And they were asked to finish the report as soon as possible. At the same time, Chief Minister also asked police force to start the investigation in completely free manner. Full freedom has been given to the investigators to detain people, to question whoever they want, people related to the case, because ultimately people here, Anand, on ground want justice. You know, there are multiple theories being peddled. There are multiple versions that I am getting to know. You know, some are in fact saying that the boys were jumping on the bridge, boys were kicking the cables. I know I have eyewitness account telling me these stories, but ultimately I am the one who shot
jumping on the bridge and kicking the cable. So if there is inclement weather, so if there is a bit of a storm and thunder and lightning, the bridge would fall. Is that what they are trying to say? And how did they open the bridge in the first place? The first question is, if this bridge was under maintenance, how did it open? Secondly, how is it that it was open for 7 days and the municipality did not even get wind of it? That means they have no clue what's going on in their entire ward and their entire municipality. Thirdly, ticket collections have been made. How have ticket collections been made? Fourthly, how many people were there on that bridge and what was the bridge's capacity? So many questions that come to mind, Siddhant. What are the people on ground saying? Are they saying that this was done in such a way that everybody knew what was going to happen and what they're doing is wrong, but nobody wanted to put it on paper because they didn't want to be accountable? How can a bridge be inaugurated and opened to public without a fitness certificate and without the municipality even knowing? You yourself asked this question.
Yes, absolutely, Anand. I did ask this question to them, to which they have to say that last 8 days were public holiday in Gujarat. We were about to make written complaint to the district collector's office and to the municipality. So this is what the people are saying. The same people, those who had signed agreement in January 2022 at collector's office, in which the contract was given to this company to refurbish, to renovate this bridge and also the fort next to the bridge. The same people are saying that we were aware that bridge is getting opened without the completion certificate, but we couldn't do anything because it was a public holiday. So this is what they are saying. But trust me, Anand, people here on ground want justice. They want the culprits to be booked. They want culprits to be punished, to be put behind the bars. And this is what
this is nothing short.
Speaking to people, and they are telling.
One will demand nothing short of capital punishment for this kind of negligence, criminal negligence that's led to the loss of more than 140 lives. Now we're getting an update. We have to take a break, but a quick update that is coming through at this point that nearly all nine who were detained, all 9 have now been shown as arrested. Janak Dave just getting us this detail that all 9 have now been shown as arrested. Just a short while ago, he was there with us saying that 4 have been shown as arrested. 2 of them are maintenance contractors whose names are there with us, Rajesh Parmar and Prashant Parmar, if I remember correctly. And now we are given to understand the update coming through that all 9 who were detained earlier have now been shown as arrested. What about the members of the municipality, the municipal commissioner, the person in charge of that municipal ward, and the direct person whose responsibility it is to know if a bridge has been opened and if it was scheduled for maintenance for 12 months, how it's been opened in just about 5 months? These questions remain, and accountability must be fixed and they must be punished, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a very short break. Stay with us.
Multiple teams are here. You know, 3 Indian Coast Guard teams have come, NDRF teams, SDRF teams are here, local police force, fire brigade. All teams are collectively carrying out the search operation, and this is perhaps the reason that that they are able to do it smoothly and you know and much faster.
Our big focus through the day today is going to remain Morbi, where late last evening a bridge collapsed over the Machchhu river. This was in Gujarat's Morbi district. 135 people so far have lost their lives. Many more are feared to be dead. This is a century-old suspension bridge on the Machchhu river, as we just said. It's about 240 kilometers from Gandhinagar. It collapsed on Sunday evening. The bridge had reopened just 4 days ago after being closed for about 7 months for repair works. Now, NDRF, SDRF, Navy and Air Force teams are currently carrying out rescue operations as we speak. The Chief Minister reached last night. He took stock of the entire situation. A ex gratia amount of 2 lakhs has been announced for the kin as we speak. Now, the main reason being blamed by officials is that there were too many people on the bridge itself. But we're going to take a deeper dive through the show as to who and what authorities were responsible. First, take a look at what the Prime Minister had to say just a few minutes ago.
मैं एकता नगर में हूं, पर मेरा मन मोरबी के पीड़ितों से जुड़ा हुआ है। शायद ही जीवन में बहुत कम ऐसी पीड़ा मैंने अनुभव की होगी, लेकिन करुणा से भरा मन उन पीड़ित परिवारों के बीच में है। हादसे में जिन लोगों को अपना जीवन गंवाना पड़ा है, मैं उनके परिवारों के प्रति अपनी संवेदना व्यक्त करता हूं। दुख की इस घड़ी में सरकार हर तरह से पीड़ित परिवारों के साथ है। गुजरात सरकार पूरी शक्ति से कल शाम से ही राहत और बचाव कार्यों में जुटी हुई है। केंद्र सरकार की तरफ से भी राज्य सरकार को पूरी मदद दी जा रही है। बचाव कार्य में एनडीआरएफ की टीमों को लगाया गया है। सेना और वायुसेना भी राहत के काम में जुटी हुई है। जिन लोगों का अस्पताल में इलाज चल रहा है, वहां भी पूरी मुस्तैदी बरती जा रही है। लोगों की दिक्कतें कम से कम हो, इसे प्राथमिकता दी जा रही है। हादसे की खबर मिलने के बाद ही गुजरात के मुख्यमंत्री श्रीमान भूपेंद्र भाई रात को ही मोरबी पहुंच गए थे। कल से ही वो राहत और बचाव के कार्यों की कमान संभाले हुए हैं। राज्य सरकार की तरफ से इस हादसे की जांच के लिए एक कमेटी भी बना दी गई है। मैं देश के लोगों को आश्वस्त करता हूं कि राहत और बचाव के कार्यों में कोई कमी नहीं आने दी जाएगी। आज राष्ट्रीय एकता दिवस का यह अवसर भी हमें एकजुट होकर इस मुश्किल घड़ी का सामना करने, कर्तव्य पथ पर बने रहने की प्रेरणा दे रहा है।
My colleague Siddhant Mishra has been with us live this morning from Morbi, where rescue efforts currently continue as we speak. Let's go over to him right now to understand more. Siddhant, I believe you are with rescue officials and divers who are undertaking the rescue operations. I do want to know more about that, but first, could you confirm for us, is it correct to say that the Prime Minister has not yet confirmed whether or not he'll be visiting victims in Morbi?
Well, yes, he has not confirmed, and there is no confirmation from Prime Minister's office. But Toya, right now we are at the epicenter of the collapse. Now behind me you can see this hanging bridge, the debris.
Back on the Nation at 5 with news coming in from Uttar Pradesh, where amid this entire review of the madrasas within the state by the Uttar Pradesh government via a survey, Jamiat Ulema-e-Hind chief Maulana Arshad Madani has stoked massive controversy. He's claimed that madrasas affiliated with the Darul Uloom Deoband will not take any affiliation from any other board. He says no board can understand the purpose of running madrasas. He's further claimed that madrasas have been operating with the set rules under Article 30/1 since, and they've been operating since 1866, and they don't require any financial aid from the government. He's also further made a lot of statements which can stoke huge amount of political controversy, but this is what he had to say.
मस्जिद और मदरसा ये खालिस हमारा मजहबी, हम अपने मजहब के लिए किसी गवर्नमेंट से कुछ नहीं लेते, चाहे हम अंग्रेज से भी नहीं लेते थे, कांग्रेस से भी नहीं लेते थे, आज भी नहीं लेते हैं। हम अपने मजहब के लिए किसी के मोहताज नहीं, हम खुद करेंगे अपने मजहबी काम। हम सरकार की इमदाद लेते ही नहीं, लोग उस इमदाद के लिए मुतालबा करते हैं, हम उस इमदाद को नहीं लेते, हम कबूल नहीं करते हैं। हम जानते हैं कि मदरसों की शिक्षा कैसे अच्छी होगी, आया लैपटॉप लेकर के होगी, मोबाइल लेके होगी, या सिर्फ कुरान लेकर। मैंने उस वक्त भी कहा था और मैं अब भी कहता हूँ कि हमें ऐसे लोगों की ज़रूरत है जो लैपटॉप न लें, मस्जिद के अंदर नमाज पढ़ा सकें 5 वक्त की। हमें
चिंता को जाहिर किया अरशद मदनी साहब ने देवबंद में। उन्होंने कहा कि हम दीनी मदरसे हैं, हमें किसी तरीके की मान्यता की एफिलिएशन की ज़रूरत नहीं है, सरकार हर मदरसे के कामकाज में इंटरफेयर ना करे। तो क्या कहना चाहेंगे आप इस पर, किस तरह की प्रतिक्रिया आपकी?
देखिए, सर्वे जो है ये हमारे उन गैर मान्यता प्राप्त मदरसों में जो हमारे मुस्लिम नौजवान जो पढ़ रहे हैं उनको बेसिक फैसिलिटीज़ मिल रही कि नहीं मिल रही, इसको जानने के लिए, इसको समझने के लिए सर्वे था। सरकार कोई योजना, कोई पॉलिसी, कोई स्कॉलरशिप अगर ले आती है तो जब उसके पास सही छात्रों का आंकड़ा होगा तो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा हमारे नौजवानों तक बेनिफिट पहुंच पाएगा। तो हम लगातार योगी सरकार हमारे मुस्लिम नौजवानों को अच्छी शिक्षा मिले इस दिशा में काम कर रही है, और इसमें ना ही ये सर्वे का कोई नकारात्मक भाव से किया गया, सकारात्मक भाव से किया गया। ये सर्वे निश्चित तौर पे हमारे नौजवानों को अच्छी शिक्षा, अच्छी तालीम देने में मदद करेगा, और हमने लगातार हमारे नौजवानों को बेहतर से बेहतर सुविधाएं मिले इस दिशा में योगी सरकार ने काम किया है।
And big news coming in here on the Nation at 5. CNN News 18 has accessed the first visuals of the accused as they're being taken up after they've been arrested. They're being taken for a medical checkup as it's routine procedure. But these are the visuals coming in live and exclusive here at CNN News 18. First visuals here on CNN News 18. The first visuals of the accused being taken for a medical checkup. All 9 who were detained, who are part of this entire maintenance process of the suspension bridge that collapsed under the weight of people who should not have been on that bridge because it was still under maintenance, but it had been thrown open and it collapsed, causing the death of more than 135 people. CNN News 18 accessing the visuals first on News 18 here. Siddhant joining us with more details. So all 9 shown as arrested now being taken for their medicals.
Well, yes, that's right, Anand, and we have accessed this visuals of accused being taken for medical checkup at a local hospital. So in these visuals, we can see 2 of the accused are being taken by police inside the hospital for medical checkup. The other 7 are also going to be taken to the hospital before being produced before the magistrate court tomorrow. Now, police is going to ask for police remand of all these 9 accused because police has to ascertain their roles in this entire tragedy, because the contractors, subcontractors, managers, all have been picked. All of them associated with this project and with the companies have been picked by police. So after initial questioning with them, they were placed under arrest. Now, police is going to ask remand in court tomorrow before the magistrate and will ask at least 5 days of police custody for to question all these accused so that their roles can be ascertained, and police will also look into the corruption angle. Is there any corruption angle involved? Why material was not replaced with the new ones? Why the old material was used? Why the corroded cables were used?
So all these questions will be asked to them. And in fact, within a month's time, there's a possibility of charge sheet being filed in the same matter. Back to you.
Well, do we know the names of all the 9 and what their roles were? 2 of them we know, Janak told us, Siddhant, that they are maintenance contractors. But what about the others? Who are these people? They are also part of the subcontracting team. The main contract, it was given to Ajanta. Has anybody been arrested out of that? And is there any action going to be taken against the municipality ward and those who are responsible there?
Well, yes, Anand. Actually, we are trying to get the details and profile of each one of them. But cops have told us this, that these were the people involved in day-to-day operations of this bridge. A. B. Those who were involved in renovating the bridge. So these 2 people have been picked up, those who were involved in renovation and those who were involved in day-to-day operations. And they have been placed under arrest. So we'll try to get more details. And in fact, once police will get the custody, then we'll be able to tell more details to our viewers.
Right. Thank you for your inputs, Siddhant. So all 9 who are arrested now taken for their medical checkup. CNN News 18 has the first visuals of the accused who were first detained and now shown arrested, taken for their medical checkup. We're going to move on. Big news coming through now from Uttar Pradesh, shifting focus back to that big story coming in from Uttar Pradesh, where after Arshad Madani's statements where he rejects any source of funding or support coming in or any kind of ratification from the state, recognition for the madrasas which are affiliated with the Darul Uloom Deoband, now comes CNN News 18 has accessed a controversial audio of Arshad Madani, wherein his utterances could stoke huge political debate because he's not only insulting the state government, but he's actually gone forth and said that he spits on any government aid, adding that madrasas have never needed government help and have imparted religious education for years. Listen in.
हम आज तक इस तारीख के ऊपर जिंदा हैं। हम कब किसी सियासी पार्टी के दरवाजे पर गए हैं कि हमारी मदद करो, हमें दो, थूक दें उस मदद के ऊपर जो तुम देते हो, हम नहीं देते।
Tushar Gupta with us, senior editor Swarajya magazine. So this is the attitude of the Jamiyat Ulema-e-Hind, the head Arshad Madani. The Jamiyat Ulema-e-Hind been linked to various different aspects which have come back to perhaps hurt the entire social fabric and the structure of our country. But in this case, with the Deobandis taking a very, very strong position against just a survey of the madrasas that are running all across Uttar Pradesh. It's just a survey. That's what the government, Uttar Pradesh government has repeatedly said. But look at the attitude coming forth from Arshad Madani.
Good evening, Anand. Attitude until a certain limit was acceptable, but to say that he spits on any aid from the state government or any government is perhaps preposterous as it gets. So the first step should ideally be that the state government should cancel aid to any madrasa that does not cooperate with the surveys. I'm sorry, it's a blunt statement to make, but there is no other solution. At the end of the day, the state government has repeated the point that we are only here to understand the number of pupils in a school, the kind of scholarships they may need, the kind of resources they may need. We are not here to interfere with the religious teachings you're imparting. We are not here to interfere with the clerics who are there to impart that education. We are not here to decide the curriculum for you. We just want to know how many madrasas are operating, at what scale and with what number of students. How is that a problem? How is that warranting the statement that he spits on any aid by the state government? Even if the state government was not giving them any funds, hypothetically, even if the state government was not taking care of any madrasa, doesn't the government or the state have the right just to survey what's going on within the state? What kind of attitude is this? And number two, Anand, we keep focusing on the politics of it, the religious politics of it. The important point that we miss is the students. At the end of the day, these are students who are there in these madrasas, and it's their future we are talking about. One of the clerics said that, okay, we'll allow primary education up to class 5. We can allow that curriculum. But what after that? What kind of adults are you creating? What kind of citizens are you creating for the future economy? What do you want them to do once they grow up, go out in the world? They can't make a living just by the virtue of their religious teachings. They need the modern curriculum also, which is what the Prime Minister repeatedly has said, that ek haath mein Quran, ek haath mein computer. Why can't they go together?
But that is something with Arshad Madani has openly rejected. We'd like to play out the audio that CNN News 18 has accessed first, and we'd also play out Arshad Madani's soundbite where he rejects the Prime Minister's suggestion of the Quran and the computer. He says we don't want the computer at all. That's what we are happy only with the Quran. We do not want the computer at all. That's what he says. Let's listen into both again.
मस्जिद और मदरसा ये खालिस हमारा मजहबी, हम अपने मज़हब के लिए किसी गवर्नमेंट से कुछ नहीं लेते, चाहे हम अंग्रेज़ से भी नहीं लेते थे, कांग्रेस से भी नहीं लेते थे, आज भी नहीं लेते हैं। हम अपने मज़हब के लिए किसी के मोहताज नहीं, हम खुद करेंगे अपने मजहबी काम। हम सरकार की इमदाद लेते ही नहीं, लोग उस इमदाद के लिए मुतालबा करते हैं, हम उस इमदाद को नहीं लेते, हम कबूल नहीं करते हैं। हम जानते हैं कि मदरसों की शिक्षा कैसे अच्छी होगी, आया लैपटॉप लेकर के होगी, मोबाइल लेके होगी, या सिर्फ कुरान लेकर। मैंने उस वक्त भी कहा था और मैं अब भी कहता हूँ कि हमें ऐसे लोगों की ज़रूरत है जो लैपटॉप न लें, मस्जिद के अंदर नमाज पढ़ा सकें 5 वक्त की। हमें बहरे हैं, पट पड़े हुए हैं, ये तारीख है मदरसों की। हम आज तक इस तारीख के ऊपर जिंदा हैं। हम कब किसी सियासी पार्टी के दरवाजे पर गए हैं कि हमारी मदद करो, हमें दो, थूक दे उस मदद के ऊपर जो तुम देते हो, हम नहीं देते।
Well, this is what he had to say. Now listen into what Prime Minister Narendra Modi had said back in 2018, where he said that this is what we want to see. We want to see religious education along with modern education so that you can equip children who are studying in the madrasas to have a brighter future. Along with their religious instruction, they also need to be trained and taught science, math. Listen in.
आपके जहन में युवाओं की तरक्की पर ही नहीं, उन्हें इंसानी उसूलों की तालीम पर भी तवज्जो है। पूरी खुशहाली, समग्र विकास तभी संभव है जब आप यह देखें कि मुस्लिम युवाओं के एक हाथ में कुरान शरीफ है तो दूसरे हाथ में कंप्यूटर है।
So that's what the Prime Minister talks about. The idea is to modernize the entire education system and, like you said, to also ensure that there is a safer, secure future, that the children coming out of madrasas are not reduced to having to push and practice certain vocational activities, but they can also push the limits of their intelligence and their ability through modern education. But this is an outright rejection, and Deoband is not a small organization and Jamiyat is not a small organization, Tushar. The roots of Jamiyat Ulema-e-Hind are spread far and wide, and for a lot of reasons their activities have been questioned. Starting with the halal certification game, where Jamiyat first surfaced, where the money from halal certification was being used to fund the cases of terror accused. But that aside, here, Deoband, the entire activities of Deoband itself were questioned. The arrests that have been made recently of people who are affiliated with Islamist outfits, terror outfits, radical outfits, seeking shelter, staying in Deoband and within the Darul Uloom premises for more than 2 to 3 years. Multiple issues have been raised. Here, the fact is that there is just a survey and an audit, and the need to ensure that there is both kind of education that is given to secure children who are the future of children studying in the madrasa. At all levels, Madani seems to say, it's my way and I reject anything else. The language used itself shows the disdain.
You know, Anand, the cleric in question is not spitting on government's aid. He might say that he is happy to spit on any government aid that might come his way. He's spitting on the future of these children. And the community now needs to introspect that are they willing to risk the future of their children? They can spit on the government aid today, but that doesn't make them automatically eligible for some grant in the future when they're unemployed. My simple question is, you may not need any aids for your madrasas. You may not want the state to interfere. What about the future of the thousands and thousands, perhaps lakhs of children studying in different madrasas across the state 10 years from now? You want to give them primary education up to class 5, to which you are grudgingly agreeing. What after then? What do they learn about mathematics? What about science? What about English? Even the most menial of jobs today in the formal sector, Anand, require one to be graduated at least from class 12. So what kind of a workforce or what kind of a young force are these madrasas trying to create? Again, the important point to be noted here is the state is not saying that you could not impart your religious teachings. The state is not getting into that business. The state is saying that you might need some resources that you may not be in a position to provide for whatever reasons. Let us have an understanding. Let us know the numbers on the ground. Let us know the status
No,
on the
they are
ground.
saying they will manage their own funding. So why don't they want accountability? Is it wrong for the state to ask for accountability as to what is your source of funds? Where are you raising your money from? And who's sending this money to you?
Anand, a very simple analogy. A lot of private businesses in India do not need government support. A lot of private individuals in India do not need government support. So what does that mean? That they are not accountable before the state? That is not how it really works. I'm again saying they might not need the funds. The one question though is, where are the funds coming from? But that's a different debate for a different day. The second point still remains that you have to be accountable for the state. At the end of the day, you're within the state. You're not a sovereign. You're running a madrasa. You're not running a sovereign nation. So let the state do its job. You do your job. No one is interfering in each other's job. And let the future of the children be secured. That's all.
Well, Tushar, thank you for your thoughts. We've heard what Madani has to say, Arshad Madani has to say. We'll see what's the response that comes from the Uttar Pradesh government, especially after that comment where Arshad Madani is heard saying that he spits on any aid that is coming from the state government. That's the kind of language and tone that's been used. We'll take a short break. Stay with us.
Works are concerned. The diver is getting ready. He's going to dive in this one patch because crane has removed the debris. Now they are going to get inside the water and check. And remember, stagnant water it's very difficult to carry out rescue operations in stagnant water because it is dirty, it is full of garbage. Let me speak. Sir, आपका नाम?
डाइवर
मोनू साहब, आप पहले भी डाइव करके वापस गए थे, फिर आपने हमें अपनी बोट में बैठाया, अब आप फिर डाइव कर रहे हैं. कितना मुश्किल भरा होता है?
मुश्किल है, यहाँ पे विजिबिलिटी कम है और यहाँ पे गार्बेज भी ज़्यादा है नीचे, तो डिफिकल्टीज हैं. सी के मुकाबले भी ज़्यादा डिफिकल्टीज है.
सी के मुकाबले, लेकिन आप लोग तो प्रोफेशनल्स हैं, आप इंडियन कोस्ट गार्ड के बेस्ट डाइवर्स हैं.
यस, बट वी कैन डू.
तो अभी आप यहाँ पे डाइव करेंगे और कितनी देर में वापस आएंगे?
Sir, I'll try my best and my senior will give my command. And whenever
आप लोग इनको चीफ बोल रहे हैं, इनसे बात करते हैं. इनको चीफ के तौर पे यहाँ पे संबोधित किया जा रहा है. सर, कितनी देर में वापस आ सकते हैं?
ये डाइविंग सेट है, डाइवेक्स का है. इसका ड्यूरेशन है मैक्सिमम 2 आवर्स है. तो हम मैंने 15 मिनट्स वगैरह को कॉल अप करेंगे, ड्राइवर को कंडीशन पूछेंगे कैसे है, तो 15 मिनट गैप देंगे, फिर बुलाएंगे, पूछेंगे कंफर्टेबल है, उसके बाद दोबारा भेजेंगे.
अच्छा, ये पीछे सिलेंडर्स है ना?
यस सर,
सिलेंडर. और क्या क्या है आपके पास?
ये सर मेरा फेस मास्क है.
हाँ.
और ये मेरी लाइफ लाइन है. These are my fins. And all these are diving equipments, sir.
All the very best, sir. And thank you so much for your services to the nation. हम इस वक्त इंडियन कोस्ट गार्ड की इस नाव में हैं. We are on board Indian Coast Guard's this boat. And right behind me is the epicenter of the bridge collapse. The rescue operation is currently underway. Officials have to say that it is the last leg of the rescue operations, because once this one patch will be cleared, then rescue operations will get over. Now you can see right up the wall, the bystanders, the police forces, and in fact officials from the state government, they all are here. The entire area has been cordoned off, and they are taking stock of the entire rescue operations that are going on. Right next to me is the NDRF boat. They are also doing their job. They are on the job. Then I can also see Indian Army. There you see Indian Army, right in the center, monitoring the situation and in fact doing the rescue works. So all these teams, multiple teams are here. 3 Indian Coast Guard teams have come, NDRF teams, SDRF teams are here, local police force, fire brigade, all teams are collectively carrying out the search operation, and this is perhaps the reason that that they are able to do it smoothly and you know and much faster.
Our big focus through the day today is going to remain Morbi, where late last evening a bridge collapsed over the Machchhu river. This was in Gujarat's Morbi district. 135 people so far have lost their lives. Many more are feared to be dead. This is a century-old suspension bridge on the Machchhu river, as we just said. It's about 240 kilometers from Gandhinagar. It collapsed on Sunday evening. The bridge had reopened just 4 days ago after being closed for about 7 months for repair works. Now, NDRF, SDRF, Navy and Air Force teams are currently carrying out rescue operations as we speak. The Chief Minister reached last night. He took stock of the entire situation. A ex gratia amount of 2 lakhs has been announced for the kin as we speak. Now, the main reason being blamed by officials is that there were too many people on the bridge itself. But we're going to take a deeper dive through the show as to who and what authorities were responsible. First, take a look at what the Prime Minister had to say just a few minutes ago.
मैं एकता नगर में हूं, पर मेरा मन मोरबी के पीड़ितों से जुड़ा हुआ है। शायद ही जीवन में बहुत कम ऐसी पीड़ा मैंने अनुभव की होगी, लेकिन करुणा से भरा मन उन पीड़ित परिवारों के बीच में है। हादसे में जिन लोगों को अपना जीवन गंवाना पड़ा है, मैं उनके परिवारों के प्रति अपनी संवेदना व्यक्त करता हूं। दुख की इस घड़ी में सरकार हर तरह से पीड़ित परिवारों के साथ है। गुजरात सरकार पूरी शक्ति से कल शाम से ही राहत और बचाव का
We've seen enough documents come in from such ultra-left, often banned organizations that talk about infiltration into civil society. What do you make of this threat that the Prime Minister outlined today? And how well has India done?
I'm here up high, not far from where the enemy lies, with those who are guarding our borders, with the promise to celebrate it with them. But first is duty. And when duty calls, you join the soldiers. That's what you do, isn't it?
I'm sure you know your history very, very well, son. You can teach me as well. But history has shown that India may have overcome its prejudices much before Great Britain. Would you not agree with me?
लॉर्ड गणेशा के इमेज डालने के बावजूद अगर इंडोनेशियन रुपया भी गिर रही है, जैसे इंडियन रुपी गिर रही है, तो ये सब तो बेबुनियाद बातें हैं. These are not economic arguments. These are political stunts.
कार्यों में कोई कमी नहीं आने दी जाएगी. आज राष्ट्रीय एकता दिवस का ये अवसर भी हमें एकजुट होकर इस मुश्किल घड़ी का सामना करने, कर्तव्य पथ पर बने रहने की प्रेरणा दे रहा है.
My colleague Siddhant Mishra has been with us live this morning from Morbi, where rescue efforts currently continue as we speak. Let's go over to him right now to understand more. Siddhant, I believe you are with rescue officials and divers who are undertaking the rescue operations. I do want to know more about that, but first, could you confirm for us, is it correct to say that the Prime Minister has not yet confirmed whether or not he'll be visiting victims in Morbi?
Well, yes, he has not confirmed, and there is no confirmation from Prime Minister's office. But Toya, right now we are at the epicenter of the collapse. Now behind me you can see this hanging bridge, the debris. One can see right behind me in my camera. So this debris has been removed. This hanging bridge has been removed with the help of crane, and divers are right now diving in this one patch just to see whether anybody is stuck, dead or alive. So to check that, divers are jumping into this one patch. We'll speak to. Okay, fine. I am on Indian Coast Guard's boat. There is very less space on this boat, but we are here for our viewers to give a sense that how much Indian Coast Guard is dedicated as far as rescue works are concerned. The diver is getting ready. He is going to dive in this one patch because crane has removed the debris. Now they are going to get inside the water and check. And remember, stagnant water it's very difficult to carry out rescue operations in stagnant water because it is dirty, it is full of garbage. Let me speak. Sir, आपका नाम?
डाइवर मोनू।
मोनू साहब, आप पहले भी डाइव करके वापस गए थे, फिर आपने हमें अपनी बोट में बैठाया, अब आप फिर डाइव कर रहे हैं। कितना मुश्किल भरा होता है?
मुश्किल है, यहाँ पे विजिबिलिटी कम है और यहाँ पे गार्बेज भी ज़्यादा है नीचे, तो डिफिकल्टीज हैं, सी के मुकाबले भी ज़्यादा डिफिकल्टीज है।
सी के मुकाबले, लेकिन आप लोग तो प्रोफेशनल्स हैं, आप इंडियन कोस्ट गार्ड के बेस्ट डाइवर्स हैं।
यस, बट वी कैन डू।
तो अभी आप यहाँ पे डाइव करेंगे और कितनी देर में वापस आएंगे?
Sir, I'll try my best and my senior will give my command and whenever
आप लोग इनको चीफ बोल रहे हैं, इनसे बात करते हैं, इनको चीफ के तौर पे यहाँ पे संबोधित किया जा रहा है। सर, कितनी देर में वापस आ सकते हैं?
ये डाइविंग सेट है, डाइवेक्स का है। इसका ड्यूरेशन है मैक्सिमम 2 आवर्स है। तो हम मैंने 15 मिनट्स वगैरह को कॉल अप करेंगे, ड्राइवर को कंडीशन पूछेंगे कैसे है, तो 15 मिनट गैप देंगे, फिर बुलाएंगे, पूछेंगे कंफर्टेबल है, उसके बाद दोबारा भेजेंगे।
अच्छा, ये पीछे सिलेंडर्स है ना?
यस सर,
सिलेंडर। और क्या क्या है आपके पास?
ये सर मेरा फेस मास्क है।
हाँ।
और ये मेरी लाइफ लाइन है। These are my fins. And all these are diving equipment, sir.
All the very best, sir. And thank you so much for your services to the nation. हम इस वक्त इंडियन कोस्ट गार्ड की इस नाव में हैं. We are on board Indian Coast Guard's this boat. And right behind me is the epicenter of the bridge collapse. The rescue operation is currently underway. Officials have to say that it is the last leg of the rescue operations, because once this one patch will be cleared, then rescue operations will get over. Now you can see right up the wall the bystanders, the police forces, and in fact officials from the state government, they all are here. The entire area has been cordoned off, and they are taking stock of the entire rescue operations that are going on. Right next to me is the NDRF boat. They are also doing their job. They are on the job.
Back on the nation at 5 with shocking visuals coming out from China, where the CCP's zero COVID policy does not seem to be going down well with the Chinese people at large. These are dramatic visuals that have come in from one of the largest Apple manufacturing facilities. And this belongs to Foxconn. This is Apple's largest assembly site. And visuals coming in from Zhengzhou, where after sneaking out, hundreds of workers are seen walking towards their hometowns, which are more than 100 kilometers away from this particular factory work site, which had been put under very, very strict and stringent COVID measures. Big news coming through here from China, where from various provinces and various areas, people have been actually putting out videos on social media, sneaking it out and somehow trying to post it to share the story and their resentment against the zero COVID policy, which the CCP continues to underline that is working and perhaps the best way for them to stay ahead of the curve as far as COVID-19 is concerned. Dr. Monica Verma joining us at this point. Dr. Monica Verma, this zero COVID policy CCP claims is the best way, but the Chinese people increasingly seem to be rejecting it.
Absolutely, this is not anything new what's happening in Zhengzhou. If you looked at the last week's events, a very rare protest took place against Xi Jinping's government in Lhasa, where the migrant workers were protesting against lack of food, lack of healthcare, and they wanted to go back to their hometowns, but they're not being allowed due to the restrictions imposed by the zero COVID policy. So there was an expectation that with the rise in the protest, there may be a change in the government's policy, but at the 20th Congress that took place just a few weeks ago, I think this policy is going to stay. So I think despite knowing that this policy is leading to so many protests against the Xi Jinping regime, the government is in no mood to relent on this point.
And more importantly, they're trying to wipe out any social media footprint of a protest or voices that are actually showing the stark reality on ground. But time and again, people have resisted this kind of stringent, hard measures. And China, despite claiming to have very effective vaccination program and vaccines, doesn't seem to have been able to get over COVID.
Ironically, Anand, if you look at this policy, it's not something that China alone had been practicing. During the COVID second wave and third wave, India also had pretty, stringent lockdowns, and our government also had something like this in place. And other countries like Australia, New Zealand, and many other countries, had a similar policy. But the beauty of democracy is that, when the feedback comes from the ground, then the regime is interested, or the government is interested in changing them. Unlike China, where there is widespread protest, this zero COVID policy has literally wreaked havoc on their economy. Like right now, if you look at the Chinese economy, they are in the risk of contraction. They are not being able to meet their annual targets. And just look at what's happening in the property market. The same kind of dissent that people are showing against the zero COVID policy, they're also showing in the property market by boycotting their mortgage. So people are not paying up their loans or, repaying the property that they've bought. And that has become a huge issue. Again, that's a very social media-driven protest taking place in China. And with all these sort of feedback coming in, and a very rare protest in Tibet taking place, I seriously wonder what's wrong with the CCP to not counter this in making their policy.
Right. Dr. Monica Verma, thank you for joining us here on this edition of The Nation at 5. Shocking visuals coming through from China. With that, we call it a wrap on this edition. Stay with us. Viewpoint follows.
Good evening, hello and welcome to Viewpoint. I'm Anusha Soni. Over 130 people have lost their lives in a very unfortunate incident in Gujarat's Morbi. A flimsy bridge that had no safety clearances was thrown open to people amid the festivities. What makes it worse is that an amount of 17 rupees a ticket was charged from people. The death toll also includes about 50 children and adolescents. An FIR has been registered against unnamed individuals, and there's also a compensation by the state and the centre that has been announced. The latest update is that about 9 people